Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vira and today I'm going to show you everything what I'm working on right now. I will show you the progress I've made on the projects I showed you last time. But before all of that, I'm going to tell you what I'm wearing today. And today I have the storm sweater by Petite Knit on me. I made it using Pergunt from Garn in the color Ash Melange. It's a nice heathered, like white, grayish color. I really like the difference it brings to the knit, and also, of course, all of the beautiful textures that storm sweater has. Really like the sweater, like the fit. I'm wearing it non-stop. Right now it's competing with my porcelain sweater for the #1 most worn sweater I've knitted, and they are up there together on the first place. I wear it a couple of times per week for sure. Really like it. And also today on me I have a Sophie scarf, also by Petite Knit. I made it using Isager EcoSoft Baby in the color E4S. I think just this gray color, that was a leftover yarn from my clematis sweater, and I really like it. I wear it today mostly to clip my microphone somewhere. I didn't want to clip it to the sweater and I didn't want to pinch my sweater, so I hope this will work and there won't be any like noise. I will try not to move myself too much and sit still. Okay, so we covered all of that, and let's jump right into the finished object. And today I have this balaclava. Last time I showed you it was just the beginnings of the balaclava. I think I had just a couple of cables from the top portion of the balaclava, and now I have the completed garment or project now. I'm not going to try it right now. I will just insert some photos I've made during the weekend. I really like those photos, so hopefully you will like them too. I don't want to try it mostly because, like I already mentioned, I don't want to move too much to not cause any noise. But as you can see, it's balaclava #2 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, but it's heavily modified. First of all, if you haven't seen my previous videos where I already talked about this balaclava, I will just briefly mention that I knitted this balaclava. Well, I would say I knitted it. I completed this balaclava at least once before that. I also started this balaclava maybe like 4 or 5 times, and it wasn't good. The yarn was not right, and then the cables were not visible, and a whole bunch of other problems I experienced with this balaclava. I ended up knitting this balaclava in the same yarn, the leftovers from my storm sweater, so Garn, Pergunt, and I had it for maybe like a month. I wore it a couple of times. I didn't like the fit. It was too snug on my head. It was too tight. I looked funny, like a small head and a big coat, because it's a balaclava, so I would wear it with an outerwear, and most of my outerwear is oversized, so that wasn't a great look. Although when I posted a photo on Instagram, I've got a feedback that it looks stylish, but it was mostly because I just found the right angle. I adjusted my hair so it looked nice in the photo, but in real life it wasn't that great. So Instagram versus reality, that's what happened there. And after a month or so I unraveled that balaclava because I knew I'm not going to wear it, but I still wanted to have the balaclava because I really like the look. I like the idea of the cabled balaclava. I really like these kind of patterns by My Favorite Things Knitwear with all over cable textures. I have one project here which is like very similar to this one. We'll talk about this later. So I still wanted to give it a try. I have the fluff in my eye now. So I decided to just modify the pattern to fit my needs. So now I will try to tell you all of the modifications that I've made to my balaclava without giving away too much information from the pattern. So the first modification that I've made was I made the top section of the balaclava longer than pattern suggested. I think by a couple of repeats, not quite sure. I have another balaclava which I really like the fit, so I just took that balaclava and I measured the top section of the balaclava to my already existing one, and when it matched, I stopped knitting and I picked up the stitches on the sides. That's how balaclava constructed. I think all of them are constructed the same way. So of course, because I knitted the top section longer, I have more cables on the sides, on both sides of the balaclava. At first I was thinking I will just add one more cable to the top section, because if you can see, there is like 4 of them. But the problem is 2 of the cables look left, 2 of the cables look right. So there wasn't any way to add one more cable, because then it wouldn't be symmetrical. And I was thinking maybe adding 2 cables to both sides, so 1 cable per side, but I thought it's going to be too wide. I didn't want that, so I just prolonged it, and now I have a more deep balaclava than my favorite things knitwear one. I think that one was something like this, maybe like 2 cables less. Like I said, I'm not quite sure how much I added, because I just measured against my existing balaclava, the fit of which I really like. And then I was knitting also just to fit my head, so I didn't follow the pattern too much. Just when it said that I need to have increases, now I started following the pattern again, and I made a decrease. I think it's 1 decrease, yeah, and then you just need pattern repeat 1 more time, and then you go ahead and start working on the rib. So for the rib, I also didn't go down needle size. I didn't want this snug fit around my neck, because although I like the look of the slimmer neck, I just didn't enjoy wearing it, because then my hair is all cramped underneath, and my hair became all messy underneath that. So I just wanted to have something roomier around my neck, so I didn't go down needle size. And also for the how do you call it, face ribbing, face border, I just picked up stitches however I liked, so I didn't follow the pickup rate from the pattern, so I just I don't know, picked up however I felt like. And it ended up great. I really like the fit. I didn't tell you about the yarn that I used. So the pattern I used for the balaclava is Create with Adlibris Alpaca Cloud. The pattern or the yarn is very similar to Drops Air, I think. So it's also this lightweight, fluffy, very airy yarn, and the pattern calls for Filcolana Peruvian Highland wool. I had this yarn, like I said, I tried knitting with it, but I chose the wrong color, so the cables were not visible. And then I already told you all of the story, so I ended up using this one, and it's in the color oatmeal. It's like this slightly pinkish, grayish color. It's hard to explain, maybe like oatmeal, pink oatmeal is actually a good explanation for that. And I think my journey ends here with the balaclava, and I can say it's a happy ending. I really like the fit of the balaclava. I enjoy wearing it so far. Of course, we'll see in the long term how I will like it or no, but for now I'm really happy. Also, I use the tubular bind off for all of my edges. That's my standard bind off that I'm using everywhere. I just like the look of the tubular, not Italian, but tubular specifically bind off. Okay, so that's it. That was my first and last whip for today. And now we will move on to my works in progress. So my first and biggest work in progress is my sweater number 15 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, yet again. And like I said, I'm in love with the texture, with these cabled patterns from by My Favorite Things Knitwear. So it's another one of them. And last time I showed it to you, there was no collar. And now I also finished and bind off the body. So only the sleeves left right now, and I'm almost there. I think I will start the sleeve today because I don't want to drag it too much. I really want to have the sweater already finished. I want to wear it, enjoy it. Because right now, like I said, I'm wearing this one storm sweater and my porcelain sweater all the time, so I need another one. I need another addition because I don't have anything to wear except those two. I'm joking, of course, but it is kind of true. So right now, when I try it on, it's a bit it fits me too close to the body, which I don't really like, but because it's a cable, I know it's going to grow, and even without like putting too much pressure on the cables, I can just slightly drag them apart, and I can see that it grows so well. So there is a lot of potential to grow. Mostly I'm worried about width of the garment. The length is not the problem. If it's going to be a bit longer, it's fine. I wanted to have I want the sweater to be a boxy and wider fit as all of my other sweaters, of course. So there was just one thing that I did not to the pattern, well, actually two. First of all, the pattern called for half twisted rib for all of the edges, and I did just twisted rib. I don't find twisted rib too difficult for me, so it's fine. A twisted rib, standard rib, half twisted rib, it doesn't really matter. So I chose to go with just a twisted rib all over, so it's twisted on both sides. And I really like also the look of it. It's very neat, very sharp. Really like the look of the twisted rib. It was actually my first conscious twisted rib. If you haven't seen my first, I think, ever video I posted on this channel, I told you that I did by mistake twisted rib on one of the sweaters I did for my husband, and I didn't know at the time that I'm twisting my stitches. I was intending to knit just a standard rib collar, but it ended up to be twisted. So I knew that I can do that without any problems, so I just went with just a twisted rib, and I did the same for the collar. The only modification that I did, I picked up less stitches for the collar than pattern calls for, mostly because I was lazy. Usually it happens all the time when I'm trying to pick up stitches for the collar, for the sleeves, for anything else. I ended up with a less amount of stitches. I don't know why, I don't know how, I just can't pick up the said amount of stitches or even more stitches than the pattern calls for, just from the first try. It's always less for me, and I didn't feel like I'm unraveling and picking up stitches again, so I just went with what I had, with amount I had. So I think I ended up having 100 stitches for my collar, and it works fine. I already wore it, tried it. I just actually finished it this morning before filming this video. So it fits fine, and usually my collars stretch a bit. Even on this sweater, it was a bit closer to my neck when I first finished it, and now it stretches slightly. It's not a big deal. If it's going to stretch even more, I will add elastic. But actually on porcelain it stretched quite a lot, so now I need to add an elastic in there. And I think I will add an elastic here after I block it, just in case. So the yarn I use for this pattern is Sunny's Garn Sunday and Sunny's Garn Tin Silk Mohair, both in the color dark red. I really like the color. That's one of the reasons I want this sweater so bad. Right now I want to wear this nice pop of color when everything is so gray around me and I'm wearing all of my neutral sweaters. Now I need to have something more fun, and I think it suits me. So yeah, I really like it. So I don't think there is much more to say about this pattern. I'm just working slowly on it, but not really slowly. Now I'm trying to push power through and finish the sleeves. And also actually I'm taking part in a KAL with this sweater hosted by the Woolly Worker on the Discord channel, the Woolly Worker also. And the name of the KAL is a pomegranate sweater, I think, or just knits. No, I think it's pomegranate KAL. Yeah, so you just need to knit anything in red. And I thought it's perfect timing because I was planning to knit this sweater in red for a long time, and this knit along came just in time for me to start, and I think I will be able to finish it in time as well. Now we will move on to my work in progress, which I don't really have a lot of progress on, or none. So if you remember, I showed you last time this mitten. It's a Kyoto mitten by Kathy Lewinsky, or just Crafty Enough a website. So I don't have any progress, I don't have any updates on that. Last time I already told you everything about it, that I was intended to knit it for myself. It ended up way too big for me, so now it's a mitten for my husband, and I didn't cast on the second one, although I was planning, but yeah, didn't happen. And I will just briefly mention the yarns that I use for the mitten. It's both of them are Sunny's Garn Tin Pergint. In colors, I have my bands here because I don't remember the colors. So I believe the white is 1002 and blue is 6046, in case you're wondering. I hate Sunny's Garn because they don't put up the normal names on their bow bands. I love them, but I hate them for that because I never remember any number, and for me it's so much easier to just tell you, oh, electric blue, off-white or something like that, than 1002 6046, which I need to have those things together with me to remember those. But yeah, like I said, no progress on this cute little, or not so little, mitten. Maybe next time I will show you some more progress on that, but we'll see about that. The next work in progress that I'm going to show you now, you actually haven't seen yet because it's new cast on, and I casted it on quite recently, and it is the beginnings of the Mountain Walk Chunky Edition socks by Florence Miller, or handmade by Florence. on Instagram. I really like the mountain walk socks in fingering weight and well, already last year. I still want to say this year, but I think in autumn she released the chunky version of the same socks, and I really like them, and I wanted to knit both of them, but I just didn't have time for it, or I was just thinking on other things, and then recently we met with my knitting friend and decided to have a small knit along, and we picked this pattern, and now we're knitting these socks together. Hello, if you're watching. The yarn I'm using for the sock is actually a sock yarn, fingering weight sock yarn, and I'm holding it double because it's supposed to be DK. And the sock yarn is created with Adlibris brand. It's like a local bookstore to Sweden, and they carry their own yarn brand. And it is a socky fine yarn. It's a 75 superwash wool and 25% polyamide in a color dark beige melange. Really like this color. It's like this grayish color, which I always gravitate towards too. It's not too warm, it's not too cold. It's perfect, I guess, for me. So the sock is really fast, mostly because it's a DK, of course, but also if you can see there is this texture, cable textures, but it's not a real texture, it's not real cables, it's a mock cable, which speeds up the process by I don't know, 50%. I think you don't need to have another cable needle. You just use your standard, I use DPNs, you can use magic loop, whatever you prefer, but yeah, no need for cable needle, and it works amazingly. I really like the pattern, and now I am at the point where I need to start working on the heel flap, but I stopped. I put it on hold while I finished the collar for the sweater number 15. While I was finishing up my balaclava. Now I think I will continue working on the sock, and I think I will manage to finish it quite soon. Like I said, it's pretty fast knit. So that was my last work in progress. I have one more thing to show. It is my Let Loopy ball of yarn, my experimental Let Loopy ball of yarn. If you've seen my latest podcast, or my first ever podcast, I told you that I was obsessed with this yarn for a long time, and I wanted to try it out, how it feels on my hands, how it feels against my skin, just in general how it feels to knit with it, and I purchased myself one ball of yarn to just experiment. And I had a plan to use this yarn for a sweater with with a lot of cables. But I tried cabling and it's not working at all. So the cables are almost invisible. They lost. The definition of stitches is the worst, I think, for cables. So I will scratch that idea, and the sweater I'm planning to knit, I will probably use another yarn. Well, not probably, for sure I will use another yarn. With this one, I have two options what to do with this ball now. I'm either will do socks. I've seen, I don't remember from whom, I've seen Let Loopy socks, or socks knitted with Let Loopy yarn. So I might do that, and then I will try it on me, try it on my feet, and because I'm still interested how it will feel against my skin, this yarn. So that's one option, or I can just add it to my project, which I'm planning to do soon, but I still didn't cast it on. It's a Lonely Leftover Vest by Wool & Beyond. I really want to do that vest. I just need a lot of scraps, or I prefer not to have it all scrappy, more like just different balls of yarn. So it's a scrappy project, and I think it will work fine for the pattern. So I have two options now, either socks or Lonely Leftover Vest. But I will unravel this one soon. I didn't want to unravel it, I just wanted to show you that it's not working with the cables. And of course, if you're not new knitter, you probably could have guessed. I also could have guessed. I had this I had the feeling that it won't work, but I still wanted to give it a go and try it. So now I know it's not working. Lastly, I have a yarn acquisition that I want to share with you. It's this nice package. Well, not really nice, just a package of yarn. It is Sandsgarn. Oh, it's too bright. Sandsgarn tweed recycled in this beautiful, of course no name, but brown color. I think it's just brown. They don't have a lot of color options for this yarn. I think it's only a couple of them, so there is no other browns except for this one. The yarn is really nice. I really like these speckles, so it's not a lot of tweedy bits, but it has some. The composition is actually also pretty good. It's 80% wool and 20% cashmere, so it's supposed to be very nice against the skin. And the plan for this yarn, I have 10 balls here. The plan for this yarn, I'm going to knit my husband a sweater from this booklet. So I ordered the, oh, it's too dark. Yeah, I ordered this yarn together with the booklet from Sandsgarn website. I'm going to knit this sweater for my husband. It's number 7 Guernsey. I think I was, so last time I didn't know how to pronounce this name. Now I looked up the pronunciation. I don't think I will be able to pronounce it correctly, but it's Guernsey, I think, sweater, men. It's also made with the same brown yarn, so my husband really liked this look. He asked me to knit him something thinner, and he picked this pattern himself. So I am planning to cast it on soon, because I'm already almost done with my big project, and usually I have only one big project on my needle, so it's one sweater, one or cardigan, and then some accessories. I just don't want to overwhelm myself, and also I like to focus on one thing. I'm pretty monogamous knitter, so it works for me way better, and I can wear projects way faster than if I would just switch back and forth between a lot of big different projects. The booklet is actually pretty good. There is also a couple of patterns that I really like. First of all, it's this one. I don't know the name. Let me see. So let's start with this one. The booklet has this sweater, and it has a male, female, and I think child version. Yeah, so there is a kid, and there is a dark blue female version of that sweater. So, and it's all cabled. I really like this look, but it's not that I will want to have for myself. The one that I would like to have for myself, it's maybe this one. It's actually a simple stockinette sweater, but what I really like is this detail, like a very high slit on the sides, and also the raglan has this nice ribbed details. And I think I've seen those twins who knit. One of them, either Rachel or Jessica, I don't remember who exactly, knitted this sweater, and it looks very good on her. So Maybe someday I will also make it for myself. And of course they have this Guernsey sweater, female, male, and also I think also child's version, but I'm not quite sure. So really nice booklet. I really like some of these Guernsey booklets. They are quite good printing. They are not going into too many details when explaining the pattern. That was surprising for me because last time I knitted from Sandnes Garden booklet, it was my first time. So, and before that I had experience only with paid patterns like Petit Knit, My Favorite Things Knitwear, some other designers, and they all explain and hold your hand and give you so many details and notes how to work on some things, and even links to the videos. Here it's not that. It's just, for example, if you need to do an increases, I don't know about this one, but in my other in my one and only experience with Sandnes Garden's patterns, for example, if you need to have a round with the decreases, they say just spread decreases evenly, and I was so confused because, okay, now we need to do math for myself and it's not good. But the sweater was finished, it's loved, and it actually looks good, so I succeeded. Hopefully I will succeed with this one as well, because it is a texture, all over texture sweater. It looks kind of like Ingrid sweater, but with different pattern motifs, but it still has these sections with different, kind of like the storm sweater as well. So it's sections with different patterns, which are just, I think, knits and pearls. Although I think there is one part here, he's just sitting and the sweater is hiding all of the details. I think it's kind of cabling detail going on here. So we'll see. When I will work on this sweater, I will let you know everything about it. So that was it. Everything I had on my needles so far. Everything I'm planning to knit soon. So I hope you enjoyed watching this podcast. If you liked my video, please don't forget to like it. Also subscribe to my channel to follow along my knitting journey. I'm still a pretty new beginner knitter, so there will be a lot of discoveries and new techniques and new patterns for me in this year, and I hope it's going to be fun to watch. Thank you so much for watching, for staying with me, and see you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.